A few of you have asked me lately about pole dancing gloves, and I honestly have no experience with them, so I decided to buy a pair for myself to try them out. I got these Mighty Grip tack strip for gripping the pole gloves from Amazon, and they ran me about $20. Their sizing guide suggested you measure around the middle of your hand and then go up a size if you're getting tacky, so since my hand was 7 inches around, I went for the medium size. I love trying new pole things, so this is going to be fun, right? Here's what the gloves looked like inside the packaging, and they did take a few extra days to arrive because of shipping delays. Ooh, okay. Here's the shiny, tacky side. I did follow the sizing guide and go for the medium instead of the small, but the gloves did feel pretty tight around the hand still. They were a little bit roomier at the wrist. Ugh. I was actually pleased that they were a little bit tighter than I expected because I had seen somewhere once that a pole dancer said their hands were slipping around in the inside of the glove, and I didn't want that to happen to me, so the tightness was actually fine.
And the next step, David, is fold in the cheese.
You know who I am? I'm that guy at your gym that's like, oh, what you females don't know is that the bar is already 45 pounds, and that's plenty heavy. You don't want to build too much muscle. Wait, ooh. All right. Oh, wow. Okay. They are tacky. Thus concludes the ASMR portion of our video. I started with a nice basic forearm climb here because I know a lot of people say that their hands are slippery when they first start climbing, and it seems like a good place to start trying out the gloves. You'll see me adjusting the wrist strap though because I did not have them as tight as possible, and it was feeling a little bit insecure. Once I had those tightened up, I pretty much just started trying any grip that I could think of. Yeah, you probably can't see that, but like the glove is staying in place, but my hand isn't. Like you just heard me mention there, I noticed pretty much right away that while the fabric of the glove would hold the glove in place against the pole, my hand within the glove was sort of sagging or pulling down or moving around, basically. I tried to film it from a different angle so you could see what was going on, but that was probably the hardest thing that I did in this entire frustrating, annoying session. God, it's like the glove is staying in one place, but my hand is trying to come out of it. I didn't want to give up yet, but oh, can we just run that back? Yeah, I'm wiping my hands on my butt, even though I'm wearing grippy gloves, and my hands ostensibly are not sweating. Old habits die hard, I guess. Really trying here, guys. I'm not trying to like cheese this so that you think this isn't a good product. Let's take a look at what other people have to say about them. Your Pole Pal says their testers did not find the gloves to be particularly useful, and one instructor said they're pretty much only good for climbing the pole if you're really sweaty. Basic Invert 78 said that the teachers said they were really only good if your hands— wait, is this the exact same thing, just rephrased a little bit differently? And then this one I find was obviously bought and paid for by Mighty Grip Gloves, and they're like, yeah, we recommend them, but only when you first start practicing, so... Basically, there's just not that much good information out there about pole gloves, which is why I wanted to try them for you all. That's alright. You probably can't tell, but like my fingertips are getting sweaty, and then I'm kind of doing this, which I can't tell if it's making the glove wet. You've probably noticed a lot of split grip moves in this video, and that's because, like I've mentioned before, they're very difficult for me because of my hyperflexible elbows, and there's something that I've worked really hard on training to get to correct form on. And with the gloves, boy was I not able to get to correct form. My top hand kept slipping out of the glove while the glove itself would stay in place, so I sort of plummeted towards the ground, or my wrist would move in an uncomfortable way, and it just was not happening for me. I then moved on to just some basic moves, which I also really struggled with these gloves on. Okay, maybe I can't do even like a basic spin just in general.
Yeah, I laughed just then, but the truth is, this was starting to feel anything but fun. I don't know if it was just the newness and strangeness of the gloves that was sapping my confidence, or if at this point in my pole journey I truly can't remember how to do basic spins, but I was just getting so frustrated by the fact that I wasn't even trying anything difficult, and I was slipping so much more than I normally would without any sort of grip aid on at all. This really reminded me of those first few pole classes where you're like, okay, yeah, my hands cannot grab this thing to save my life, except I was specifically wearing a product that was designed to solve that problem. It was extremely frustrating. And then I was starting to think, oh, is just my form on these basic spins bad? Am I pushing off too hard from the ground? So you'll see me really trying to correct myself and go slow and deliberate, and none of that was helping.
Is this my first day in a pole class? Like, hello?
Honestly, the gloves did feel like they helped me out a little bit when holding my flag here, so that is 1 point for them. But what beginner pole dancer is going to be doing a flag in their first few classes? I don't really know. And next you'll see me demonstrating with the pole that the gloves do stick in weird ways, like they don't stick side to side, but they stick up and down. And I was just trying to give you a more accurate visual representation of why I was suffering. I also switched my pole to static, wondering if that would help me at all, and nope, it did not. My little no here is because I'm about to do a static spin with the gloves on, and I didn't know if this would be a quick way to injure myself or not, but I wanted to try it. I didn't get injured from trying to do these static spins, but honestly, you'd be so much better off without the gloves. I wouldn't even recommend that you try them for these. They felt even more slippery than my bare hands, and then there were those rare moments where the gloves would stick and my wrist would sort of jerk or twist within them, and just forget the gloves. You don't need the gloves. I need to go back to level 1 classes to figure out how to do basic spins, but you don't need the gloves. As a grand finale, I did try this weird climb from the floor thing that I see people do, because I'm like, yeah, you need to have dry hands for that, and it didn't work. And then to add insult to injury, they were hard to take off. Okay, here's my serious review. Forget about the gloves. Yes, you might have sweaty hands. I also have chronically sweaty hands, but honestly, just let your hands get stronger from direct exposure to the pole, and you'll be so much better off than trying a gimmicky product like this that is actually more dangerous than it's worth. But you will look really cool if you try them, so I don't know, it's up to you.